Along with the mining industry, no industry has shaped the Upper Peninsula the way the timber industry has. Beginning in the mid-19th century with logging in the UP's vast pine forests, this industry drove economic growth and development in the region. Today, one company is leading the way towards a more responsible and sustainable future. Lyme Great Lakes Timberlands, with the regional headquarters in Gladstone, manages over 600,000 acres of forest lands in the Upper Peninsula in northern Wisconsin. In 2023, they invested in a state-of-the-art solar system installed by Peninsula Solar. I'm Peninsula Solar General Manager Ben Schimpf, and I caught up with Lyme Great Lakes Timberlands General Manager Bill O'Brien to discuss our companies and their forward-thinking collaboration.
Lyme Great Lakes Timberlands is here in Michigan and the UP and a little bit northern Wisconsin. We own about 630,000 acres of timberlands that we grow and harvest trees sustainably, so we call it a working forest. So if it's made from a tree, we probably produce it and deliver it to a customer that turns it into that final product. But we grow all of our forests sustainably, so any given year that we're harvesting trees, we don't harvest more than we grow. So we spend a lot of time making sure that all of our plans are sustainable as far as the way that we grow our forest, but we've factored that into the way that we do the rest of our business as well. When the land base was purchased by Lyme, Lyme acquired all of the employees as part of the transaction. And when they met with us for the first time, they asked us, what's on your list that you can never get accomplished? And we said building a one complex wood yard for our business and an office that we own really would make a great difference, not just to our business, but to the message that we send to the community. And it took us about a year to find the right piece of property, and we were able to secure it, and then we started making plans for an office building. Traditionally, you try to do that as cheaply as possible, and that's where we started until our leadership from the parent company stepped in and said, no, we want to do something that's better than that. And obviously the budget went up a little bit to take into account some better building practices that cost a little bit more on the front end, but pay for themselves in the long run. And we grow forests. We're a long-term business. It takes a long time to grow trees. So some of the things that were incorporated into the building was windows that open for fresh air and ventilation. Our heating and cooling system is state-of-the-art, not very common in the UP yet. So it's air-to-air heat transfer, Mitsubishi system, and it's the most efficient way to heat and cool a space. But having a system like that works in a climate as challenging as the UP, you want to build the best building that you can have to put that in. And so our building is super insulated with insulation below the slab, closed cell foam on the exterior walls, rigid insulation on the outside of that, R60 cellulose, which comes from wood, in our attic space. And so we had the right building, the right heating and cooling system, but it uses a lot of electricity because that's how the system is run. We don't have any fossil fuels no propane or natural gas to heat us in the wintertime. And so the next logical step was to look at ways to offset our electrical use by practicing what we preach. And so we looked into solar and were able to connect with Peninsula Solar to come up with a plan to help make us have a little bit better footprint. So the vision is to next spring we'll flatten that underneath the solar array, put down some weed barrier, and put white rock underneath it to help reflect the light back up into the panel.
Yeah, that reflective material is huge on cloudier days when we get into the shoulder seasons in the spring and fall.
And this is our new pride and joy. When we get the landscaping done here, we'll have some big boulders here to make sure nobody gets too close to the array with equipment.
Yeah.
But we were very fortunate.
Snowplow doesn't push snow in front of it either.
We're super fortunate here with the way that our site is conducted. So we've got south-facing sun and it right against our neighbors, so that it kind of shields them from our industrial activities over here with the equipment a little bit more too.
Right.
So.
And this position in the yard gives you the opportunity to expand upon the system if you wanted to do that in the future, if the needs of the facility
We can go about 800 feet.
Yeah.
But we're just really glad that it's on and it's generating electricity and reducing how much consumption that we need to purchase. And we're super excited to have it online for next summer when the sun's really cranking. Obviously, we know the sun's different intensities through the course of the year, and this is a long-term investment, so we will be tracking it over time. And it's actually kind of neat because we've got staff that have downloaded the app, and we're all at home watching how much we made that day and texting each other. So
that is the exciting thing.
It's not just making electricity; it's doing a little education too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really cool to see the trickle-down effect for how you manage the forest and thinking about those long-term sustainable ideas and implementing them in your buildings. And it's like every piece of your organization.
Our forest grows a lot every year, and we the next mile over that harvest. What's grown all over the forest we'll take out in a small chunk in a harvest.
Yeah.
But that's a long-term sustainable process.
Right.
But so is forest management. So that's why thinking about the investments that we put into our road system and our stream crossings and our people and our office facilities, that's all part of that long-term thinking. It's very similar to gardening, except instead of doing it every year, we do it over 100 years.
Right.
When we were thinking about solar, running the financial calculations on the decision, we had to get a baseline for what we think in this new building that we're going to use for our electrical consumption.
Right.
So we were in here almost a full year to kind of get what we're using.
Yeah. Basically.
And we know what we're paying for the electricity. So when we contacted you guys and got a quote for what the array might look like for us, it was a fairly simple business decision to look at the finances and go, this will pay itself off in 6 years without subsidies. This is kind of a no-brainer.
Right. Right. And that's interesting. UPCO customers are in a unique position where they pay the highest rates for energy outside of Alaska and Hawaii. So a lot of the times the financials for those customers, it makes it a very easy financial decision. And the way that we construct our arrays, especially our ground mounts, allows that system to produce energy and eke out performance in the coldest parts of the year to really maximize that investment. And that's what we're really trying to do, is design our systems around our specific climate and not cookie cutter and build simple systems. So
We really appreciate that, but it's also nice that it's really easy to manage, so it's not super complicated.
It's inherently very passive in design and
And kind of back to the whole philosophy of the company, our CEO, our people that are part of Lyme, this is kind of our culture, and they, you go into natural resources because you want to do good things. You're not. So every log truck that comes in here, every person from the public who comes in here to visit us, sees our beautiful, super efficient office, but you can't miss the array when you drive in either. So it's kind of a neat thing.
yeah, I love that.
It was a pleasure speaking with Bill about the company's operations and care that goes into managing such a vital swath of forests. Watching clients enjoy their solar systems is one of the best parts of the job, and we look forward to Bill and all the folks at Great Lakes Timberlands continuing to enjoy their solar system for decades to come.
So when we initially started the project for Lyme Timber Products and began that conversation with Bill, one of the unique things that we have here with this site is a wide open area behind the staging facility for all of their logs, which really lends itself well to our ground mounted racking. So Peninsula Solar's proprietary racking system is very unique in the rest of the region and unique to really our environment and optimizing for the unique climate that we have here in the UP. The ground mount racking is designed around the extreme seasonal swings that we have in the environment. So In the wintertime, we're quite inundated with snow, and this is the optimal design for that snow load. So in the wintertime, these panels are able to tilt to a much steeper angle to allow that snow to shed rather than cling to the panels themselves. The other thing that's unique about our panels is the bifacial performance of those panels. So it's standard that we use bifacial panels for all our ground mount installations. These specific modules are American-made modules, Q-Cell 480s. As the system produces throughout the winter, right here we're going to be standing in about a foot of snow. That reflected light is going to boost the production of the array by about 20%. You can see the powder-coated design on the racking. We're really proud of the finish of these, and this is very unique in the industry. You don't always get this level of quality with the installs, and that's what our company is really focused on. Cleanliness of the wiring throughout the array, really just the fine details in the installation.
Here in the heart of northern Michigan, this is a partnership that embodies the spirit of sustainability, financial responsibility, and environmental stewardship. We encourage you to learn more about energy independence and its benefits by reaching out to Peninsula Solar, the Upper Peninsula's only fully licensed solar installation company. Thank you for watching.